What's up, everybody? It's that time again, week two's edition of the hot seat. It was a struggling going on yesterday, even with my Alabama Crimson Tide. But that's neither here nor there. I'm here for the hot seat. And I'm glad. The first guy I got on the hot seat, I am so glad to put him on the hot seat. And who is that? Well, come on down. Mr. Auburn Tiger head football coach, Hugh Freeze, and your quarterback, Peyton Thorne. And I'm also putting the whole entire Auburn fan base on the damn hot seat because they thought they had a gem when Auburn hired Hugh Freeze. And I will continue to tell them, Hugh Freeze is only known for one thing, and that's beating Nick Saban and my Alabama Crimson Tide those 2 years when Hugh Freeze was at Ole Miss. That is his whole entire career. Other than that, Hugh Freeze has not won anything significant in his whole entire head coaching career. The best thing he ever done was beat Nick Saban 2 times. And after that, they put him on a pedestal that he didn't deserve to be on. No way, no how. And these Auburn fans, they talking shit, want to praise the guy like he going to come in and be their savior. When I told you, it's just not going to happen. Those Auburn fans, they want to praise about winning some in-state recruiting. Recruiting goes farther than Alabama. I just want you to know that. Recruiting, you got to recruit other states. Florida, Georgia, Texas, California. You got to recruit all over the United States and outside the United States, like my Alabama Crimson Tide, like these other premier programs. Hugh Freeze and those Auburn Tigers is just going to continue to be what they are. Because you know what they do? They recruit to beat Alabama. While everybody else is recruiting, trying to win national championships. Beating Alabama is Auburn's national championship. That's all they want to do. And bringing Hugh Freeze in, he has the same mentality of the Auburn fan base. Just beat Alabama. That's good enough. I'm telling you right now. And I'm so glad to have Hugh Freeze on the hot seat. Hugh Freeze standing on the sidelines, whining and crying to the refs, looking like a little puppy on yesterday. And even the refs tried to help him out, and he still couldn't coach his team to a win with the refs on his side. Still couldn't get it done. Namely, because of that garbage quarterback, Peyton Thorne. Peyton Thorne going out here, throwing, 4 interceptions, I believe. 4 interceptions. And guess what? He threw one to end the damn game. Don't you just love it? Don't you just love it? Don't you just love it? Peyton Thorne is hot garbage. Yeah, he had 4 interceptions, 1 touchdown, a total of 165 yards. That's not good. That's not good. That's not the key to victory. And I'm going to tell you right now, Auburn, you got a garbage team. I'm going to tell you right now, you had a total of 286 yards of offense yesterday under the tutelage of Hugh Freeze. That's terrible. Peyton Thorne is terrible. Peyton Thorne can't take you to victory. All right? And I dubbed your L, the Bear, and Jordan Hare. Because guess what? Y'all love to name these great victories y'all have. Well, you had a great loss yesterday. I know you don't think it was great, but I do. Hugh Freeze is a dud of a coach, an average run-of-the-mill coach. That's what he is. You got to take it for what it is. And that is what Hugh Freeze is, an average run-of-the-mill head coach. It don't make no damn sense. And your damn quarterback, Peyton Thorne, he ain't even average. He's less than mediocre. I'm going to tell you that right now. I'm going to tell you that right now. So you got more L's coming, Auburn. You can believe that with Hugh Freeze. And every time you take one, Hugh Freeze going on the hot seat. And your quarterback, Peyton Thorne, probably going on the hot seat right along with him. It is utterly ridiculous for Auburn fans to come out and brag on Hugh Freeze knowing he ain't never did shit in his head coaching career, but beat Alabama twice. That's it. That's good enough for them. Beating Alabama and Nick Saban twice is good enough to get Hugh Freeze another chance in the SEC. No matter what he did at his previous SEC stop. We all know what he did. And I'll continue to tell you. Hugh Freeze is a John. Nothing more, nothing less. And that's what Auburn fans accept. They are proud of that. They are proud of the fact that their beloved Auburn Tigers AD and president fired Brian Harsin. They are proud that they alleged that Brian Harsin was committing adultery against his wife. They was proud of that. They kept him on for one more year, but then they end up firing him. Well, a half a year. They end up firing the guy. But then they go out and hire a guy that it is public knowledge that he was committing adultery against his wife. And we'll say purchasing escorts. Now I would like to say allegedly committing adultery on his wife, but we all know. But it is what it is. We're going to say allegedly, but we know what it is. But Auburn Tigers, you made a fool of yourself on that hire. And it is showing. It showed last season, and it's going to continue to show this season. You got away from Cal last season, but Cal wasn't letting your ass off the hook this season. Y'all act like you just can't be beat in Jordan Hare. Well, them Cal Bears showed you something different. And it wasn't a struggle win for them. You better find you another quarterback if you want to have any chance at success. You better find you another quarterback if you want to have any chance of making it to a bowl game. Because with that guy, it just ain't going to happen. Him and Hugh Freeze together, it ain't going to happen. Tell you that right now. It's a damn shame. The daggone defense go out and play like and pull a little hearts out. And Peyton Thorne get out there and jack it up for him. That's what happened. Peyton Thorne jacked it up. And Hugh Freeze sat there and watched it. It is what it is. Hugh Freeze is a garbage ass coach. Peyton Thorne is a garbage ass quarterback. Nothing more, nothing less. So Hugh Freeze, Peyton Thorne, welcome to the hot seat. Boy, that felt good. The next participant on the hot seat, Marcus Freeman. Come on, brother. What are you doing? What are you doing? You're losing to Northern Illinois. Man, Notre Dame came into this game ranked at number 5. The 5th ranked team in the nation. And then you go lose to Northern Illinois. Northern Illinois. What is they? FCS Group of 5? I don't even know. I don't even know. But the fact of the matter is, Marcus Freeman, you can't coach a win over Northern Illinois. You overlook them that much that you let them beat the brakes off you. Well, they ain't beat the brakes off you. What you can say is beat the brakes off because you had no business losing to those guys. I mean, absolutely no business. They came in the South Bend and gave y'all an L. I know those Notre Dame fans is sick today. I know they sick. I know they sick. That is sad. That is sad. Marcus Freeman, you better do something the rest of the season. You might not want to lose another game. Because you wind up losing 2, 3, maybe 4 more games, you might be done in South Bend. I'm going to tell you that now. Ooh-wee. I know them Notre Dame fans is furious and fuming right now. And they going to be that way the whole entire week or until Notre Dame get them another win. Notre Dame, you came out at home against NIU and only put up 286 yards of total offense, 163 passing, 123 rushing. This is so sad. Your daggone quarterback, 2 interceptions, Riley Leonard, 2 interceptions, 0 touchdowns, 163 yards. Riley Leonard was balling out for Duke. What's going on in South Bend? I have the slightest idea. Man, this is freaking sad, man. Your leading rusher, Bo Collins, 45 yards. 45 yards. That was your leading rusher had against NIU. Marcus Freeman, you got to do better. It's already people out there doubting you. Come on, man. You got to do better, man. I don't remember Brian Kelly having a loss like this at Notre Dame. Maybe he did, maybe he did. But I don't remember that shit. NIU? Come on, man. Come on, man. You got to do better than that. Let's see who you got up next. Oh, you got Purdue. You got to watch out for Purdue too now. Come on, man. If Purdue put you on your ass, oh, man, the seat really going to be hot for you. I can guarantee you that. And not just my hot seat. I'm talking about the college football world hot seat, Marcus Freeman. You better get it right. You better get it right. Man, I couldn't believe that. I understand you come in against a less talented opponent, you know, an opponent that shouldn't even be on the field with you, and you come in and the game is tough, but usually the talent overtakes the mediocre team that you playing. But not in this case, not in Notre Dame's case, and not in Marcus Freeman's case. NIU shouldn't be on the field with you. They should not even be competitive with you. And they definitely shouldn't beat you. All right. Now, I can understand just having a bad weekend, but damn. Losing to them? Losing to NIU? That's unacceptable. That's unacceptable. You, Marcus Freeman, you were supposed, as a head coach, you got to find a way to win a game like this. You got to. For your sake, I'm telling you. I'm telling you, because if you go out and lose, I'm going to say 2 more games, your ass going to be on the hot seat. I'm going to tell you that right now. I'm going to tell you right now. Matter of fact, let's look at it. Man, you got to play USC. That's the last game of the season. I think you'll beat Florida State. You might beat Georgia Tech. I don't know. Your schedule looked pretty easy. So you might be in the clear for this season. But going by this schedule, if you lose 2 to 3 more games, you most definitely going to be on the hot seat, Marcus Freeman. So you better get your head out your ass. And you better go back to the damn drawing board. And you better draw up a winning game plan. I'm going to say against all but one of these teams. I'll grace you, and your fan base might grace you and look over one more loss. But if it's a loss like NIU, ooh-wee, don't lose to Miami, Ohio. Please don't. You might not want to even lose to Stanford. Don't lose to Florida State, and definitely don't lose to Navy or Army. Because if you do, it's going to be a rough time for you, Marcus Freeman. I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry, because you in that head coaching position for a reason. And you better act like it. So, Marcus Freeman, welcome to the hot seat. And the next participant of the hot seat for week 2, Colorado's head coach, prime time Deion Sanders. Deion, what are receipts, baby? What are receipts, baby? You out here banning reporters. You don't want them, or beat writers, whatever you want to call them. You don't want Want him to ask you no questions. Now we know why. Now we know why. You might don't want to address his questions, but I'm telling you, he's still writing articles on you. And the way you act and the things you say make losses like this look even worse. Sad, sad, sad. Those Nebraska corn hustles came out and put a clinic on you, baby, especially in the first half, to go up 28-0. A straight blowout. A straight blowout. That's what it was. Ain't no and ifs or buts about it. I don't care that you came out in the second half and scored 10 points and held Nebraska scoreless in the second half. Hell, seemed like to me, hey, Nebraska was just trying some things. That's what they was doing, just trying some things. All right. Yeah, I mean, damn. Was any dancing going on yesterday for Colorado and Travis Hunter? Because he was damn sure dancing last week or in game one. He was dancing like a motherfucker, like he at the club. I guarantee you he wasn't dancing yesterday. He crying and whining, fussing at his teammates. That's what I seen. I'm sorry that Shiloh got hurt. We don't want to see nobody got hurt. Now I hope that he gets better soon. I hope he ain't out for the entire season. Something going on with his arm, his elbow, or something. So I hate to see Shiloh get hurt. But Deion Sanders, all the criticism that you get, all the backlash you get, you bring it on yourself. You bring it on yourself. You a showman. It's like you want everybody to look at you. Everybody to look at Shador, Shiloh, and Travis. The rest of the team, the hell with them. That's what it looked like to me and a lot of other college football fans. I done told you and told you and told you. And like some former Colorado players they called you out for is favoritism on the coaching staff. Coaching staff and players. It's favoritism. And it's blatant. You can see it as plain as day. So like I say, the backlash that you get, Deion, you blame it. I mean, you bring it on yourself. And you can blame it on yourself too. And guess what? You deserve all the criticism. I done said it time and time and time again. Some people even get mad at me for saying it. But Colorado football is nothing more than a reality show under the tutelage of primetime Deion Sanders. Now, I got to give it to primetime. He was a great athlete. College football, NFL football, Major League Baseball. A great athlete. But he's not a great head coach. I don't care how much you talk and how loud you say it. You are not a great head coach, Deion Sanders. And you want to bring Warren Sapp over there, hoping he could help that defensive line. Well, you need more help. Now, I commended that defensive line in game one. But you need more help. Defensive line, offensive line, every position on the college football field, you need help. Now, Deion, your team came out here. Your running backs and your offensive line is straight freaking terrible. Run game don't exist at Colorado under the tutelage of Deion Sanders. That shit don't exist. Your team come out and run for a total of 16 freaking yards. 16 yards. I think in game one, you only had about 30 yards. Oh, man, it's terrible. In game one, your team had a total, okay, you had 59 yards rushing in game one, 16 yards in game two. I mean, what? 59 and 16. A total of 75 yards out of 2 games rushing. That's not good. That is not good at all. I believe it's 75 if my math is right. If not, y'all can correct me in the comments. I don't give a damn. You don't have at least 120, 130 yards rushing out of 2 games. That's freaking terrible. And that still ain't good. There is no existence of the run game under Deion Sanders. And I'm going to tell you why I think that. Because he wants Shador, Travis Hunter, and I'm going to say somewhat Joe Horn to get all the recognition. Damn the running backs. Damn the offensive line. Long as we can throw 300-400 yards a game and Travis Hunter can get 200 yards receiving, damn near 200 yards receiving, and Joe Horn can chip in maybe 100 receiving, we good. We good. Damn developing a running back. Damn developing an offensive line. Long as we can get those 3 guys out there and they do their thing and they get to the NFL. How many times have Deion Sanders said, hey, Travis and Shador, top 5. Top 5. What'd that tell you? What'd that tell you? He got an agenda for those 2 guys. It ain't team ball over there, and it ain't team coaching. And we can go on and on about this all damn day. But I'm going to leave it at that. So Deion Sanders, prime time, welcome to the hot seat. Now, I know everybody want to hear this. They want me to put my Alabama Crimson Tide on the hot seat. They want me to. Okay, I'll do that. I'll do that because there's some things that I saw last night that I didn't like. I'm not putting no certain individual from my Alabama Crimson Tide on the hot seat. I'm putting the whole entire Alabama Crimson Tide team and staff on the hot seat because there's some things that I saw that I didn't like. All right. On last night, playing against South Florida, we had issues with South Florida last season. All right. I'm going to just start out on the offensive side of the ball. We didn't play good at all. I don't know if it was the scheme or what it was. I think we had some terrible play calling in the game. And one thing I harp on, we got to stop trying to go get all these chunk plays. We got to put a drive together and drive the ball down the field. Damn all the chunk plays. Now, I can say we had some guys on that offensive line starting their first collegiate game. Very first collegiate game, and we had issues with that. Wilkin-Formley getting ate up on that daggone right side at left tackle. And plus, he couldn't stop holding. We got to get these penalties under wrap. That's what we got to do. We had penalties. We had 7 penalties last week, 13 penalties this week, a total of 20 penalties in 2 weeks. That's not good. That's not a winning recipe. We got to get that under wraps and play disciplined football on the offensive side of the ball. But Wilkin-Formley, he need to go back. I was kind of harsh on him last night. I apologize, Wilkin-Formley. But you got to go back to the drawing board and you just got to get better. That's all it is. You just got to get better and you got to be ready. And it's on the coaching staff, the offensive line coach, to make sure you're ready before they put you out there in the fire like that, even though it was against South Florida. You got to get ready, baby. And the coaching staff got to make sure you're ready. All right. What else? What else I saw? Holding. Well, the penalties. The young guys on the offensive line, cause the veterans, Jaden Roberts, I'm gonna say Parker Brailsford and Tyler Booker, they did their job. But you had Wilkin-Formley and Geno DeMarc out there. Hey, especially on the right side with Wilkin-Formley. If he wasn't holding, they was getting by. But toward the end of the game, they made an adjustment, which fans was wondering what took them so long. Moved Tyler Booker from his guard. Well, I think Tyler Booker played left tackle a lot last night. But they put Tyler Booker at left tackle, Geno DeMarc in his spot at left guard, Parker Brailsford, as always, the center. Then you had Jaden Roberts at left guard, and then they put Elijah Pritchett at right tackle, took Wickham Formel out the game, adjustment, and that's when it opened up. We was getting the runs off that right side. So, hey, we got to clean that up, baby. We got to clean that up. I had to put you on the hot seat for that. Not just, I'm talking about the whole entire staff. Matter of fact, I don't need to put the team on the hot seat. I need to put the staff on the hot seat. So I'm putting the whole entire Alabama Crimson Tide staff on the hot seat. So, hey, that's what we need to do. All right, defensively. I'm gonna say the defense played good on yesterday. I know we could have got burnt on two to three occasions kind of early. All right, because if South Florida quarterback, if he could throw that ball, if he could be accurate, we'd have got burnt at least two times for touchdowns. But he overshot the throws, luckily for us. Okay, but anyway, and I agree, even though we almost got burnt and even though we had a tough game, I agree with the defensive rotations. I agree. Continue to rotate these guys. Because if you make it to the playoff, it's going to be a long damn season, especially if you make it to at least the second or third round. It's going to be a long season. So you rotate those guys and you give them experience. I agree with that. And guess what? These are the type of games that we need to do that in. Throw them guys out there in the damn fire. Let them get that experience. Let them work through adversity. So I agree with that part of it. And guess what? The defense really kept the game in check. Even though we gave up 200 rushing yards. You got to understand how they ran a lot more offensive plays than Alabama. And they was going fast. But the defense still kept Alabama in the game and in the lead by getting stops. Say it ain't so. Getting stops, forcing field goals. Through all we did yesterday, we only gave up one touchdown. So hats off to the defense. But I'm still putting the onus on the staff for how tight that game was and the scheme that we ran offensively. Trying to go for so many chunk plays. Waiting too late to make adjustments. Now, Coach Kalen DeBoer, he had a statement. And that statement read, "We are a young team and got to get our depth up to speed. Two of the offensive linemen that started last night had zero collegiate experience outside of practice. Now they have 3 quarters of experience and not garbage hours either. Not garbage hours either. Would you rather their first time seeing live play be versus an SEC opponent or South Florida?" Now, I would like South Florida. Now, 2 other linemen playing different positions, which I explained, they moved Tyler Booker from his regular guard position to tackle. All right. And then they put Gino DeMar, first time playing at Tyler Booker's position, guard. Then you got Elijah Pritchett over there at right guard. So, hey, it is what it is. But anyway, 2 other linemen playing different positions. We got a long season plus a 12-team playoff ahead of us. We are going to need those depth pieces. Last night was not a night for highlights and stat sheets. Last night was putting in hard work. Last week, playing our starters and beating Western Kentucky didn't make us better. Last night, playing backups, having to fight, claw, and adhere to adversity made us better as a whole. And I done told y'all that, man. Last night made Alabama better. Damn sure did. Last night made Alabama better. But hey, it is what it is. We got some stuff we got to clean up. And guess what? We didn't look good last night, albeit it's against South Florida. We didn't look good. As Alabama fans, we know this. As Alabama fans, we know Alabama had a lot of mistakes in that game. As Alabama fans, we know the offensive scheme won up the par last night. But like he said, would you rather be it with against a team like South Florida or an SEC opponent? Which one would you rather have if you're an Alabama fan? I know all the haters would say, well, it was South Florida. Well, yes, it was. And that's fine. Say what you want to say. Continue to hate. Alabama going to be here regardless. But with that being said, Alabama Crimson Tide coaching staff, welcome to the hot seat. And next on the hot seat is the Alabama fan base. We are terrible as a fan base. Not all, but some. You got Alabama fans out here already saying, fire Coach Kalen DeBoer. You got Alabama fans out here still talking about Jalen Milroe need to be replaced. Still. It's a shame. And you got Alabama fans out here still dogging this offensive line. And those are the fans, I'm going to tell you, in my opinion, they really don't know too much about football. They just want Alabama to win, and that's it. That's it. And for those who calling for Jalen Milroe's head, and they want Ty Simpson. Jalen, do you see how much Jalen Milroe was running last night? Did you see how atrocious the left side with Wilkins formerly was last night? He didn't have any time to do anything, really. The only thing that was working last night was the run for Jalen Milroe. Y'all want Jalen Milroe benched, but didn't say nothing about the running backs couldn't get off until like 7 minutes left in the daggone fourth quarter. You didn't mention that. You focusing so much on Jalen Milroe and what he's not doing. He's not doing. Jalen Milroe was responsible for 2 touchdowns that came off the board. Just like in the Texas game last week. He was responsible for 2 touchdowns coming off the board due to penalties, but y'all was blaming Jalen Milroe. Once again. And like I always say, I like Ty Simpson. But Ty Simpson is not that guy. Just go back to last week when Ty Simpson was in the game. He was about to take a sack, threw the ball up for grabs, and it got intercepted. Jalen Milroe, he'll take a sack. But he ain't just going to throw the ball up for grabs when he's taking that sack. That's one thing he's not going to do. But you always, as an Alabama fan, want to criticize Jalen Milroe. And then when Alabama is playing good and Jalen Milroe is playing good, you yelling, roll damn Tide. Keep the same energy, whether he's playing good or whether he's not playing good. And if you ask me, Jalen Milroe was the only offense we had last night until the fourth quarter. The running backs couldn't get off. They couldn't get a hold because those defenders for South Florida was in every freaking hole, every gap. Jalen Milroe would take it around that right side and pick up yards with his legs. And then when he dropped back to pass, defenders was in his damn face. And they was in his face early. They blitzing on damn near every down. But y'all will say it's Jalen Milroe's fault. And you won't say, hey, maybe Coach Sheridan need to call some calls to get the ball out of his hands quick. Instead of sending the receivers on these deep routes. Did you ever think of that? Did you ever think of that? Oh, no, didn't think of that. I just look at Jalen Milroe. He's getting sacked. He's throwing incomplete passes. That's what you're looking at. That's what you're looking at. You want to criticize the defense when the defense was really holding steady, keeping us in the game. Because the defense was on the field a hell of a lot. I was scared that they was going to wear out and get tired. But they was holding the rope. They was keeping Alabama in this thing. Even though we was ahead by one damn point. They held the rope. They played a lot of defensive snaps. And they only gave up one touchdown. Yeah, they gave up yards. But when it mattered the most, they held. They held. And they got several stops. So, hey, it is what it is. Either you're going to be a fan or you're going to criticize. Which one of you? Pick a side of the damn fence. So, hey, it is what it is. So, Alabama fan base, all you Jalen Milroe haters, welcome to the hot seat. And last but not least, the last participant on the hot seat, I'm putting you on there. I got to address you. These goddamn Georgia Bulldog fans. It's evident that y'all don't know what the hell you look at. You see Alabama struggling and you start licking your chops. Ooh, just wait. Just wait till we get a hold to you. You did the same thing last season. When we went up against South Florida, when we lost to Texas, when we barely beat Auburn, you did the same thing on all three of those games. And when you got a hold to my Alabama Crimson Tide and Jalen Milroe, what happened? You got your ass beat. That's what happened. You should be a fan base when it comes to Alabama. You should be a wait and see fan base before you open your damn mouth. I got all these comments. Y'all ain't beating Georgia. Y'all ain't doing this and y'all ain't doing that. I got the same shit last season before that damn SEC championship game. And after that, it was fucking crickets. It was motherfucking crickets. You was really hush puppies then. You didn't have shit to say. But you're beating your chest now. You're beating your chest after beating Tennessee Tech, a team damn near half of college football fans never heard of. You beating your chest. You beating your chest because you beat Clemson last week. Oh, but they was ranked they was the number 14 team in the country when the whole college football world know Clemson right now is an average run-of-the-mill football program. But you want to beat your chest based off their name. And just like Clemson, Georgia Bulldog fans, I hate to bust your bubble. You a flash in the fucking pan. Now, Johnny come lately. Your run is over, baby. Your run is over. I'm telling you that right now to your face. To your face. So shut your mouth, man. Everything come back to bite you in the ass when it comes to my Alabama Crimson Tide. Alabama can have a bad showing today and come out and dominate your ass tomorrow. That's just the way we built. That's just the way we built. It is what it is, baby. You know I'm telling the damn truth. You know I'm telling the truth. All you Georgia fans want to hate on Milroe. You want to hate on Milroe. You did it last season too. And it came to bite you in the ass. He made you look like your team, your dogs, he made them look like fools. And he's about to do it once again. And I continue to tell you clowns, you can't base one game off a previous game. Every game is different. And you already found that out. 8 out of the 9 times you done played my Alabama Crimson Tide. 5 of the 6 times that Kirby done faced my Alabama Crimson Tide. And there's only one thing that you got to base your confidence off of, and that's Nick Saban being retired. That's the only thing you got to go on. And I'll continue to tell you. Nick Saban ain't catch not one pass. He didn't throw not one touchdown. He didn't run not one ball. He didn't make one tackle. He didn't kick not one field goal. But that's what you basing your confidence off of. Never mind the talent that we have, the caliber of players we have. Never mind the coaching staff that we have. Never mind that. They ain't got nothing to do with it. The only reason that you dumbasses think that your Georgia Bulldogs can beat Alabama is because Nick Saban ain't on the sideline. But then, when your Georgia Bulldogs get their ass beat by Coach Kalen DeBoer, what is going to be the excuse? Please let me know. Because I'm going to tell you right now, your team don't look dominant at all. It don't. So, hey, continue to gloat. And I tell you what, you will reap what you sow. I can guarantee you that. I can guarantee you that. And I continue to tell you clowns, them Georgia Bulldogs have made y'all the most gullible fan base in all of college football. Those two cupcake national championships that made y'all the most gullible fan base in all of college football. Playing cupcakes after cupcakes after cupcakes after cupcakes every season since Curry done been there, done made y'all the most gullible fan base in all of college football. And when my Alabama Crimson Tide beat y'all ass, I don't want to hear your congratulations. I don't want to hear shit. I want total silence. Total silence. Because y'all do a lot of damn talking that your Georgia Bulldogs can't back up. And it is what it is. I done said all this before. I done said all of it before. And guess what? Every single time I say it, my Alabama Crimson Tide always makes it true when they face y'all. Say it ain't so. Am I lying? Or am I not? Answer that for yourself. So, Georgia Bulldog fans, welcome to the hot seat.